Hi again. Right, just get on with the Spell Scarred Harbinger, and this is basically you could be any class, although background related to magic will probably help. And there's no restrictions on race at all. This effect, well, I'll go through it in a minute, but the effect can manifest in anybody. So basically, the Spell Scarred Harbinger is a person who is spell scarred. This means that at some point they were probably come in contact with or in other way affected by the spell plague. And I think through my other videos this is something I'm pretty interested in reading about, so I'll probably be breaking out the Forgotten Realms book that I've got to have a read about that. Apparently it's all described in there. But basically you've been having dreams and nightmares and stuff like that, but nothing ever, is real. Then one night you wake up from a nightmare screaming, and you're on fire. This blue fire is all around you, flickering away. You are completely unharmed, but everything around you is burnt or killed or whatever. After the fire dies down, you notice that you've got this scar or some scars on you that glow strange colours, and you notice the bodies of the other victims, if you like, have got similar scars, but they are dead. You run away from this, live off of strangers, and you eventually find out from a wandering priest that there are others like you at Helm's Hold, so you make your way there, and hence end up in Neverwinter. The Spell Scarred do have susceptibilities in that they take a penalty to defences and saving throws against spell plagued or plague changed creatures, but they do get a spell plague sense, where they know where an area of spell plague or plague changed creatures are within 5 squares of them. So not much of an ability there, but they get it, as part of the character theme. Associated skills: Arcana and Heal. Starting feature is that you can get one benefit from having the spell scar. You can dimension shift, which lets you teleport up to 2 squares as a minor action. I do like my teleport spells, and they seem to like them a lot in this book. Twist Fate, where you can re-roll a saving throw. A failed saving throw. And Vanish, so once per encounter as a minor action, you can become invisible until the start of your next turn. So all pretty handy. You get to choose one of those at character creation. Additional features: you got a level 5 feature, which is Spell Scar. Triggered when you hit an enemy with an attack. The enemy is dazed until the end of your next turn, but you take damage equal to well, you take damage. I'm not going to say that. You get a book. Make Wizard happy. Level 10. Choose another benefit from the Spell Scarred Harbinger starting feature list. So level 10, you get to choose, the one that you didn't, one of the ones that you didn't choose. So Twist Fate, Dimension Shift, or Vanish. Optional powers that you can take are level 2, Plague Disruption. It's a aura 2, lasts until the end of the next turn. Enemies got to take a penalty to attack rolls, and must roll twice and use the lower result when recharging a power. I don't know much about recharging powers, but that seems pretty handy for you. Level 6 utility is Torture Reality, which is when you're targeted by a melee or ranged attack, you can directly attack to another creature to you other than the attacker. So friend or foe, you can retarget the attack to them. Level 10 utility, Morphic Recovery. When you hit an enemy, granting combat advantage to you when you've also expended all your attack powers. you recover one of your previously expended attack powers of level 7 or lower. So it's a pretty cool character. There's the spell scar is both a help and a hindrance. So the optional powers are completely optional though, so you need not be affected by them, although Plague Disruption is pretty cool, and Torture Reality is pretty cool as well. But you are left with the bad effects from Spell Scar Empowerment, where you take damage after you've hit them. Yeah, it's up. You know, it's an interesting, quite random, quirky little character there. Certainly, yeah, make a change from the norm. I'm quite interested in it, and it also ties you into Helm's Hold. So, you know, another plot hook there. All right. So I'll be back with the last one, the Bregan the Earth Spy, and I'll also might go through the book quickly as well. I won't do an over the shoulder. I'll just sort of flick through and tell you what's sort of in there, if you like. Well, there you go. I'll see you in a bit with the next one. See ya. Hi again, it's Tony here with the hopefully last part of the character themes from Neverwinter Guide for 4th edition Dungeons and Dragons. Okay, we'll start with the Bregan the Earth Spy. Basically, the background of this one is you were out on patrol in the Underdark when suddenly all your companions turned on you. You soon realised that this was probably your house had fallen, and therefore they were mopping up. Somehow you escaped and were recaptured. Instead of putting you to death, they inducted you into their ranks, and you've received word from Jarlexel to make your way to Neverwinter, basically. So you're still part of Bregan the Earth, but you're you know, above ground. You're still a drow. There's no class prerequisites, although being a drow, if you are a divine character, you probably worship in Lolth. There aren't many drow that would openly worship another deity, put it that way. Race, you're a drow. No real if, ands or buts about that. You're a drow. You're Bregan the Earth. You lived in the Underdark. You are now spying for them above ground. Okay, associated skills be bluff, dungeoneering and stealth. Starting feature, you've got a cool one, levitation. You can fly up to 4 squares vertically and 1 square horizontally, and then hover there until the end of your next turn. There's some other bits there, but essentially, levitation spell, pretty cool. Level 5 feature is continuous levitation, where it persists until the end of the next turn, and you can move up to 3 squares vertically or 1 square horizontally. So you basically gain the ability to sustain levitation, and that lasts until the end of the encounter. Level 10 feature, benefit is when you grant combat advantage, enemies do not gain the bonus to attack rolls against you. The optional powers are a level 2 utility, sudden stealth, where the trigger is if you have any cover or concealment when you roll initiative, you can quickly make a stealth check to hide. Level 6 utility is fluid steps. Until the end of the encounter, you can shift up to 3 squares as a move action. Level 10 utility, spy sight. You get a power bonus to insight checks and perception checks until the end of the encounter. So it's a pretty cool class. Would probably depend on the player how it is played out. There's obviously the potential there to do harm to enemies and allies there. So some cool plot you know, plot hooks in there as well, with being a you know, an agent for Jarlaxle and the Brigand Earth. Well, I guess they're mercenaries. Yeah. Okay, so I'll be back. Well, I think that actually covers the well, not the chapter, but certainly the character themes that you can choose from. So I'll wrap this one up, and it's been a long time coming, but I'll try and go through the rest of the book at some point as well. Might just give a quick run through now. What we got at the end of this chapter, we've got racial variants for dwarves. We've got the gold dwarf, and there's some ideas on how to roleplay them. We've got the shield dwarf. We've got elves and Eladrin, variants of moon elf, and sun elf and wild elf. There's also the wood elf there as well. The cool thing in this, we've got war priest domains. So we've got a few more domains here. Corellion. We got Ogmar for the character theme that I explained in one of the previous videos. We've got a whole domain devoted to Ogmar. Saloon. Torm for the dwarves, I guess. Trying to remember all my old D&D stuff. Right, then we go into some more classes, and we've got the Bladesinger Wizard, which is pretty cool. I do like a sort of a fencing sort of magician, or a gun mage sort of thing, which I've spotted they've put into the latest Pathfinder Ultimate Combat book, so I'm eager to read about that one. So then we've got, I'm not going to go through all the powers on this one, but they're pretty well explained in there. Maybe 10 or more, probably way more than that actually. That is the only class, and that accounts for between 10 and 20 pages. So it gets on to chapter 3, factions and foes, and this just goes through what new Neverwinter is like. You know, going into encounters and relationships and people in charge, and sort of Lord Dagult Neverember has got his stats in there. He's a level 7 soldier in this. Like I think I said earlier as well, they say right at the beginning of this book that it's really aimed for levels 1 to 10, because the people in charge aren't that high a level. And we've got Soman Galt there, who's the mayor of Neverwinter. He's a level 6 controller class. We've got a bit about the sovereignty, a little bit about plague change monsters, prophet. Got one here, the prophet of Helm's Hold, Roni Rahini, the healer, and that's a level 9 controller. Got Ashmedai, which is I don't know, I think it could well be some devil worshipping going on there. Yeah, the cults of Asmodeus. Got and throughout this we've got more monsters as well. Fortunately, probably haven't got the tokens for them or anything like that, so I'm a bit. I'll have to make some up, I suppose. We've got some writings about the Feyens. Said where the Red Wizards are encroaching on Neverwinter. And within each of these sections you've got stuff about relationships, encounters, the people in charge. For example, we've got Valindra Shadowmantle there, level 9. elite controller. Got a bit about Neverwinter, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. And their war against the Fae. And there we've got Clariburnus Tenful, who's the highest level character that I've seen so far in the book. He's a level 10 elite skirmisher. Looks pretty horrible actually. You got a bit about other Neverwinter factions, the Dead Rats, that goes back to the game, you know, where you got the Dead Rat Deserter character feed. And there's some stats there for Were-Rat Mugger, and there's a Were-Rat template there as well that you can work on. Sons of Alagondar, who work with the Harpers, and are very much against Lord Dagult Neverember. The Harpers, a little bit about the Harpers there, and what they're doing in Neverwinter. Not a lot about them really, just one column. The many arrowed orcs, Brigand the Earth, as I just explained in the last one there. We got a drow swashbuckler there and a drow informant. So the drow informant there would probably be similar to what your character would be. Again, the swashbuckler is level 7 and the informant's level 6. We've got some other factions. We've got the Grey Wolves, as I explained earlier. They're the shapeshifter werewolf ones. We've got some templates for them. An example, Stormcaller there, level 6 artillery. Ilian Burin Fae, and some info about them. So really, you know, look to this section when you're creating your Ilian Burin Guardian, or one of the other character themes that described earlier. Got the denizens of Gauntlgrim, which is quite interesting because you know, that's the hidden dwarf stronghold from times past. And in there you got dire Corbies, really interesting. Mind flayers, do like their mind flayers in D&D. Plague changed elder brain. Ooh, I like that. Duragar the Duragar dwarves. House Zorlerin, which is the drow. And again, it's got stuff here. Each of these has got an encounter table. So creature, level and roll, and the source book for them. So for example, you got Drow Warrior, which is a level and roll 11 lurker, and that's in the Monster Vault. So I've got that book. So actually, just wondering if you could leave a comment. I've got the Monster Vault just yesterday. In fact, it came in the post, and I've only really just kind of opened it. So I've actually got that now, and it's blooming lovely. All the tokens for all the monsters, and all the monsters got a little portrait next to them in the book, so you know what you're looking for. And it's really well laid out. You know, the small form factor essentials type of book. But I know there's like lots of other monster manuals. I'm just wondering, does the Monster Vault cover everything up to Monster Manual 3 or 2 or whatever? I know there's specific setting ones like the I think it's the, is it the Nephir one? I can't remember now. It's gone out of my head. But I'm just wondering, so if you could leave a comment below, that'd be great, because just wondering if I'm missing out on some things. We got the fires below, which are salamanders. They look pretty horrible. Level 11 there. So again, that's not in Neverwinter in particular. That's in Gauntlgrim. or glim. I keep saying grim, sorry. Yeah, so you know, it's a slightly different setting, if you like. Then we've got a gazetteer in chapter 4. So we've got first thing we see is Neverwinter today, and a map of it with the chasm running through the southwest of the city. We've got bits of about the different buildings in there, the Lord's Residence and Moonstone Mask, and that's like the sort of the island bit with the bridges going over, I believe. About the Wall, House of Knowledge, the Never Death, Water Clock Guild Mausoleums. That looks pretty cool. The docks, trade houses, Castle Never, the various floating islands, Pirate Stronghold and Fisher's Float. Even the Drow encampment for your Drow character here, Drisden, Jarlexel. So it's got a couple of quite a bit of information there. Actually, it's got a page dedicated to the Drow encampment bit. And then we've got I guess I don't know what they're called. The powers, encounter utilities, climb the giant, Drizzt kick, and Jarlaxle's rapid throw. So some powers you can use. Got the Black Lake district goes through the city in districts. So we've got Driftwood Tavern, Beach Leviathan, which is like a great big ship that's open to sailors and smugglers, pirates, etc. We've got the Swamped Docks, Velgard Manor, House of a Thousand Faces. Then we go into the River District, where we've got info on the Fallen Tower, Cloak Tower. I did read that one. Yes, the Cloak Tower. The Shard of Night, which is another floating sort of tower, if you like. A bit about the chasm, and the ruined terrain and creeping madness coming out of it, which is a level 5 disease. Pretty nasty. Twisted Fane, the False Bottom. Like tons of information in this book. It's a pretty amazing book, actually. Bits about Plague Change Warrens, Cauldron of Blue Fire. We've got the underground with the sewers, the Kraken tunnels. That's pretty cool. Dead Rat Hole, where the gang meet up, I guess. Tunnels and trenches. You know, going through the chasm. Then we go into Helm's Hold. Some recent history about it. Got bits about different areas now. We've got like Scar Alley and Helm's Cathedral, the Sanatorium. It's really well fleshed out, this city. Obviously it's you know, plenty of history for the Forgotten Realms. It's been around for so long, but yeah, this is really fleshed out, and it's kind of all new with the volcano erupting and taking most of the south west of the city out. Yeah, like Scar Alley looks like a pretty horrible place to be. Reminds me of the Shades in Ain't Morpork. We got things beneath Helm's Hold, so it deals with things above ground and below ground quite a bit in this. The Neverwinter Wood, the crags, which is the mountainous regions by the volcano. Iceless waterways, the Tower of Twilight. These are all kind of adventure-hooky places. The Sharandar Ruins, which will be useful if you run an Iliandrin Guardian, because that's what you're essentially investigating. The Dread Ring, with its flesh factory. Got the Halls of Madness, which got a cool trap here called Corpse Wall, level 6 elite trap, and the title bar there is title Grab Your Hands. So plenty of stuff there. Zinlennial, the Fallen City. Velosk, which is the Grey Wolf tribe's settlement. Coneyberry, which is a small village in the woods. Mount Hope now, which is the volcano that's erupted. Section on Gauntlegrim. It is Grim, not Glim, so I've been getting it right. Gauntlegrim. There you go. There's some theme tie-ins for the Year of Delzoon. Little information about them. Obviously you're going to want to read this if you create one of those characters. We've got the Iron Tabernacle, which I think is where Moradin, it's only where Moradin that, I'm sure. The Duragar Mines, the Fiery Pit, the Great Forge, which is all in Gauntlegrim, Deepest Depths, where the Mind Flayers are, the Vault of Horrors. Then we've got Evernight. Evernight is looking pretty interesting. It's the other plane version of Neverwinter. It's a small city in the Shadowfell, and it's just the same, but the river is lava and the chasm is demon pit, and it's pretty cool. So if you wanted to run a extra planar adventure, it's all mapped out in here, but it's all completely different. And you got some encounter options in there. Wow, it's pretty interesting, but I've never one for doing extra planar stuff, but I'm kind of tempted to get Shadowfell and the 2 Planes books now, so I'll go here. Got a bit about Col Funral, the Floating Fortress. The Charnel Fields, which is a plane of death that spreads for several miles apparently. That's some pretty cool stuff. I'm probably rambling here, so and this video is probably going on for long enough. So what I would have, it has got the poster map at the back, so rest assured there. It's that kind of cartoony style though, sort of heavy outline, but it's very nice. I mean, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it at all. It's sort of perforated in the back there, and I don't really want to rip it out, to be honest. That about wraps up the Neverwinter campaign setting. I'm not sure how much I'll do in the future on this one, but I hope that's been pretty interesting for you all, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers, bye bye.